The parent company of Rockstar Games, Take-Two Interactive, and their CEO and chairman, Strauss Zelnick, has spoken out as he was asked a question on Grand Theft Auto 6, and I think it really doubled down, tripled down, quadrupled down on when the release is going to be, and that's going to be really 2024. So Strauss Zelnick does a handful of interviews, especially after Take-Two Interactive has their earnings calls, and he was actually on a CNBC television program, and he was being interviewed by a few of the hosts on there, and they specifically referenced when is the next Grand Theft Auto game going to be coming, and this is what Strauss Zelnick had to say.
And that's without regard to the strike.
Strauss, I mean, a lot of your investors, at least when I talk to them, they want, when's the ship date for Grand Theft Auto? That's the first question. So when is it?
So we leave the announcements about upcoming titles to our labels, and we have said we have a very robust pipeline of titles, and we have a great outlook for fiscal 25, where we've reiterated our belief that we'll generate about $8 billion in net bookings and over $1 billion in adjusted operating cash flow. So pretty exciting time, but we haven't spoken about the specific release schedule, and we have titles coming from all of our labels. Including great releases, we hope, coming from Zynga.
But
mobile.
when it comes to GTA, there's a belief, I think, that it's had materially higher development costs, and so there's some question as to profitability ultimately when you do ship. How do you answer that?
The Grand Theft Auto franchise is perhaps the most profitable franchise in the history of entertainment. We focus on costs, of course. We have a three-part strategy: be the most creative, be the most innovative, be the most efficient. So we're not cavalier about costs. However, undoubtedly a title like Grand Theft Auto will always be highly profitable.
So that little chuckle he had at the beginning is always interesting to me, and I don't know if he's just amused by these kind of questions that he keeps getting asked, and he obviously isn't going to specifically mention Grand Theft Auto 6, but he did say that not only does he leave it up to Rockstar, which they haven't done anything so far, but he is still confident in the fiscal 2025 year, which again is between March 2024 and April 2025, and he says that they're going to make $8 billion on top of $1 billion of just cash that they're going to have. That is only accomplishable with Grand Theft Auto 6. And he even tries to downplay that by saying, well, we've got other studios that are putting out games, and that's good and great and everything, but no other game is going to come close to getting you around $8 billion. It's just not simply possible. The only thing that's going to be able to do that is Grand Theft Auto 6. So again, I know we haven't heard the official announcement from Rockstar. There's still a lot of interesting dates that are going to be coming up really in the next month or so, but I would still feel confident in that 2024 to early 2025 timeline. And honestly, this kind of continues a pattern from Take-Two CEO and chairman Strauss Zelnick. Over the last couple of months, he has gone on several interviews and podcasts where he actively talks about Grand Theft Auto 6 without specifically saying GTA 6, but giving us more hope that it is going to be coming very, very soon, and also the quality of Grand Theft Auto 6 as well.
But last week, when you talked about your earnings and your guidance, you said that you're going to be looking at more than $8 billion in revenue next year for games, and that's 45% ahead of the midpoint of the street's estimates on things. That is huge, huge news, and it's got people speculating that you've got to have Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out.
So we've said that we're working on the next iteration of Grand Theft Auto, but Rockstar hasn't announced a release date yet. We've been working on this huge pipeline. We have 36 titles coming to market in fiscal 25 and 26, and we obviously have high expectations. And you're right, we typically don't talk about future years. We typically give guidance, and we try to go right down the middle. That's what we're supposed to do. In this instance, we wanted to give the street the transparency it's been asking for. So we basically gave an outlook for this fiscal year and subsequent too. And what's interesting is we have high expectations for fiscal 25, but we also expect sequential growth in fiscal 26.
I mean, you look at the stock jump, it was up more than 10%, more than 11%, I think. This is huge news because you have a lot of new properties that are coming out, but you're usually pretty conservative about new things that have not been out there in the past.
Generally, we like to have success before we talk about it.
So what makes you so sure this time?
We've been working on this pipeline for a long time, and we have a pretty good ability to predict the performance of new iterations of existing franchises.
Like Grand Theft Auto?
And we have 14 franchises that have each sold over 5 million units in an individual release. Titles like Red Dead and Borderlands, BioShock, Civilization, and many others.
I think that's a challenge that folks at Rockstar face every time there's a new iteration of Grand Theft Auto. It needs to be something you've never seen before on the one hand, and it needs to reflect the feeling that we have about Grand Theft Auto. That's a big challenge for the team. Now, Rockstar's answer is just seek perfection. Seek nothing short of perfection, and we'll get there.
And aside from some of the things he said on TV interviews and podcasts, he's also said on earnings calls, stuff like this. With the development of the next entry in the Grand Theft Auto series well underway, the Rockstar Games team is determined once again to set creative benchmarks for the series, our industry, and for all entertainment, just as the label has done with every one of their frontline releases. So I know we can look at this and say, well, Strauss Zelnick is just the king of dodging questions, but I think he is trying to say, hey, it's obvious. This is when it's going to be coming. Yes, we aren't able to talk about it just yet because Rockstar haven't officially announced it, but I'm telling you right now, it's coming in this time period and it's going to make this amount of money. I feel like that's what he's trying to tell us. And I know some people might say, well, this news isn't really new. This is just what he's been repeating for the last year, last 6 months. But that's the good news right there, is that outlook has not changed. It would have been bad if they said, oh, now we're not too sure. That, those initial numbers we saw for fiscal 25, it looks like we might be pushing those back just a little bit. Obviously, it wouldn't be as casual as that, but it's good that they're maintaining the same line of focus here because I think there's only probably a handful of people that truly knows when Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be announced and released, and I feel like Strauss Zelnick is one of them. So the fact that he is not changing his tune, that he's reiterating the same thing, you have to feel like this is good news for not only Take-Two, for Rockstar, for GTA 6, and all of us fans that are going to enjoy the game. So I feel like we're getting closer than ever before, and like I mentioned earlier in the video, this is getting around the time where Rockstar typically makes announcements of big-time video games. Both Red Dead Redemption and GTA 5 were announced in October, and we're also getting closer than ever to not only the 10-year anniversary of Grand Theft Auto 5 on September 17th, but also the 1-year anniversary of Grand Theft Auto 6 getting leaked for the first time on September 18th, 2022. So a lot of interesting dates around the corner here, which could serve as an interesting time for Rockstar to make that official announcement. So I would, of course, love to hear from you guys in those comments down below, or, of course, you can reach out to me on my Facebook page. What do you think of Take-Two CEO's Strauss Zelnick and his comments regarding Grand Theft Auto 6? Those are sort of the latest ones that he's had. And do you think this means we're getting closer than ever to the announcement? Be sure to let me know what you're thinking. I would, of course, love to hear from you guys. But if you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.